From mission teams to a closed closet, members of the Bland Ministry Center devote their time to help the spiritual and physical needs of those in our hometown and neighboring communities.
It's a ministry center that meets felt needs in a lot of ways. I mean, everything from food to shelter to dentistry to housing mission teams that come in to do building projects for the area.
The staff, volunteers, and supporters of the Bland Ministry Center strive to live out the calling in Matthew 25:40. The King will reply, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me."
It gives the ability for them to exercise putting feet to their faith, walking out what they say they believe, and they get to serve in ways that the church day to day doesn't get to offer them, but something like Bland Ministry Center can.
The mission of the Ministry Center is to meet the physical and spiritual needs of people in the surrounding communities. This concept guides the overarching goals of the mission and the internal goals of helping others through the organization called the Bland Ministry Center. From October 1st, 2022 to September 30th, 2023, 4,528 families received food during distribution times on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the center.
We'll have, you should see the line of cars out here every Tuesday and some Thursdays from the parking lot all the way out into the street, parked next to the road. There's a lot of needy families. It's a blessing to know you're helping, but it's kind of disheartening to know so many people need help, and that 600 to 700 is growing constantly.
When we first get here, we have to get the produce. The boxes have already usually been made up prior to that date. And we get produce, cakes, pies, whatever we get. Sure. Breads. We do carts. We have people that fill carts. The supervisor will tell us beforehand how many of each item, if it's fill a buggy or it's 6 produce and 6 breads. Then the meats, they'll come through and get the meats, and then they line them up. The boxes are on a roll thing, and each person has their own station, and we start giving them out. We have to check applications to make sure that they come once a month. They can come once a month.
For a food delivery day, we do that once a week, but every week of the month. We've got several different routes that we run. We already have pre-made some USDA boxes that we add some of our home delivery food to, and we'll load those up with some cold bags that have frozen meats, produce, and fruit from our partner pickup, and we'll deliver that with some drinks to each household on the list.
26 mission teams visited the Ministry Center this year, completing 20 accessibility projects. Between local volunteers, mission teams, and Wytheville Community College service workers, volunteers logged over 12,000 hours of service at the Ministry Center this year.
Been coming down to Bland on and off for about the last 10 years doing mission trips, and one of the beauties of coming to Bland is that they're really ready-made for teams to come down. They've got the housing facilities, shower facilities, kitchen facilities, so that you can bring a team and just settle right in. And then they talk to you ahead of time about what kind of skill level you have, so that they can set you up with the kind of project that really works for your team. And we've done big-time construction like roofs. We've done smaller projects like the wheelchair ramps. We've had people that have come down and have actually gone into homes and helped clean the homes and kind of help people kind of get the inside of their homes back on their feet again, kind of get a sense of renewed purpose and self-worth and those kind of things. So it's not just the construction. We like to do a lot of different things, but the opportunities are here.
Through the clothes closet, 6,929 pounds of clothes were given out this year to 1,767 families.
there is a lady, and she came in and she was getting ready to go for a job interview. And she came through and she found the pants, she found the shirt, and then for whatever reason she didn't went to the shoes last. And she was, you hear this big, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I found these shoes. They match this outfit perfectly. So she was, you know, it meant a lot to her because she could feel confident going to this job interview, even though she otherwise might not have had what she needed to do so. We have a variety of things besides clothing that we offer the customers. We have books, we have shoes, we have household items, and they range anywhere from kitchen items to bathroom items. We have curtains and bed linen, from sheets to comforters. We also, depending on the amount of donations we have diapers and wipes and things, and we also have toys for our customers.
Between the Bland, Wytheville, and school-based dental clinics, there were 3,620 appointments completed from October 2022 to September 2023. The dental team takes emergency patients out of pain and helps residents get their smiles and confidence back.
We have been able to provide emergency care that gets individuals out of pain, out of suffering. And also the other thing, in harking back to our relationship with the recovery court, is that we've been able to provide full mouth rehabilitation to individuals and to restore their dignity and also to restore their confidence, and also to allow them to become a more productive member of our society. And also we've been told, or I've been told from the individuals that we've treated, that they've been able to obviously smile more, but also they've been able to have the confidence to go out and get a job and to hold on a job.
We have the unique benefit of being able to have the dental clinic in our school once, maybe twice a year. It's here in our building, readily available to our students. It's a benefit to our parents. They don't have to check their kids out of school to make appointments and take them back and forth. It also helps our attendance. Students have less disruption from their instruction because they leave class, walk up to the auditorium, get their dental services, and then they're back in class in a short period of time. So it reduces, disruption from instructional time. It supports positive attendance. So we're really appreciative of that service that we have here in our school.
The Back to School Blessing event had 297 children attend this year. Volunteers distributed backpacks and school supplies to students in the community.
The school supplies are distributed to our community, make a huge impact on our school, our students. Students can come to school knowing that they have the supplies that they need. They don't have to be upset because they don't have enough pencils or crayons or markers. That need is met through the Ministry Center, which benefits our school, benefits our students, benefits our parents, and ultimately benefits us because those things are taken care of, and then that allows our teachers to focus on instruction and allows our kids to be there and not be worried about the little things, which actually are big things.
500 Christmas meal boxes were distributed and 205 children opened presents on Christmas morning thanks to the help of the Bland Ministry Center.
I wanted to share the thread of joy that's created by the Angel Tree Project. And it all begins with the parents when they come to get their forms from the Ministry Center and they sit down and they fill them out. And it just, I know it gives them a lot of joy to put the things on there that their kids, the children want. And then the delivery day, this distribution day, is another thread of joy with the parents coming back and they're smiling and they're happy. It's a good occasion, and they're so very thankful for us doing this. And then, of course, Christmas morning and a child's joy. I mean, what else can you say? You know that for yourselves. But it goes on to their friends and their family, their cousins. They will all come and play with them. And it continues throughout the year with those presents that they received. So it's not just about Christmas morning.
From those experiencing economic depression to those up against a wall with unforeseen life circumstances, The volunteers and staff strive to help anyone who comes through the doors of the Bland Ministry Center.
The easiest way to explain it is the ministry center itself, Bland Ministry Center, was birthed out of the vision of a really small Baptist association, East River Baptist Association. They started it. They were the ones that started to initiate the work. And over time, I think they thought it would be a small thing that would be easily managed, and they could handle it themselves. But it's quickly and consistently grown to the point that it needs to be kind of its own standalone entity, something that can minister in ways that God may lead it, that were beyond the association that initially started it. So that's kind of where we're at. We're in that transition piece where they have kind of, for lack of a better phrase, the strings have been cut from where they began, and now they're kind of set free to do whatever God tells them to do in the future. Sure. And we're just glad to have the opportunity to come along and support it. It's a legacy of some of the ministries in this area, sure, and I look forward to it going on for years to come. As far as like churches or associations or things like that, I mean, we've seen over the course of the last few years a decline in some areas in that regard. And the ministry center was kind of tied up with those. So the ministry center went as those churches go. And we wanted to make sure that the ministry center went on beyond all of that. I mean, the legacy of those churches that helped to start it is the survival of the Bland Ministry Center. So we wanted to make sure that we took away any barriers that kept them from being able to do what they need to do and ministering the way they need to. And that's effectively what we've done. I mean, over the last few months, we've put some plans in place for them to become their own thing, their own management, their own board, their own constitution and bylaws. So I mean, it's now become something that was kind of combined with some local churches that's now set free. We're still attached to them. We're just not legally encumbering them anymore.
The hearts and minds of the staff and volunteers are helping others through the organization humbly called the Bland Ministry Center. Please consider giving your time or a donation to an organization that goes above and beyond to help those in need in our communities and to those whom life has dealt a difficult burden. The Bland Ministry Center strives to give hope to people in a dark world, where circumstances can sometimes be unforeseen, financial burdens unbearable, and hunger goes unnoticed. The Bland Ministry Center works with individuals and families and serves any person in need. With lots of volunteers, warm hearts, and the dedication to serve, we hope you'll consider giving or donating to the Bland Ministry Center during seasons where you are able. If you feel led to volunteer at the Bland Ministry Center, feel free to call us at 276-688-4701. If you would like to donate to the Bland Ministry Center, please visit www.blandministrycenter.org/donate. Matthew 25:40. The King will reply, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me."